looks. I don't know what's
Okay, we have Koi on defense, we got Liquid on attack, we got no raid boss. We got a 4-1 default, and Koi goes super aggro. They broke the camera here, and then they just held the whole time. There's a lot of pressure everywhere on the map already on defense. Underpass and over towards tree.
Team Liquid on the attack side. They've left the spike north side with 4 players shifting to B.
Kind of like this committed wall that Koi are doing. Like as soon as you go past this wall, you are fully committed.
Meet the EMEA players for the first time, as he is solo currently on B.
Yeah, well, we're just going. Yeah, it's just going to be a straight up retake on this one. Probably a 5v5 retake. Probably a 5v4 retake. What is that? Will they expect the Sage on the wall?
Control of the attackers.
Yeah, that's it. A player down and a spike plant to be acquired. Cam spotting the flank coming up as well. Looks like Nats wants to get ahead of this problem with 3 players coming around. It's a big swing.
That's a very committed swing.
He is left flattened. 4 versus 4. Looks like Movistar Koi may have a chance. It's going to take a while. That utility to come into play, guided salvo clearing some of the back boxes. Camo's still safe, tucked in the corner. They haven't managed to root any of these players out of position, and the first one is a 1-to-1 trade, running that clock down ever further.
Great wraparound from Kiko. Okay, very, very nice. Really strong wraparound. I feel like the after plant of this comp is pretty good. I feel like if you're playing against a no duelist, you want to try and make sure it's harder for them to get over towards the site, but it can be hard on this map, especially when in practice you're normally told to have like weak side, strong side.
Lurk on lurk, like, okay, Nats didn't really get too much. I think they got a bit further than expected, but just having that wraparound from Kiko, and that's something else you have to talk about with him as an individual. Like, he's used to being the first man in. Now, playing the controller on a map like this, you normally have the expectation of maybe him playing a bit more of a lurk, maybe him being
Kiko on controller, yeah, it could be really good. Dude, we already are so close to
well, I think that's also
so close to a
bringing in an angel
ult
idea
for the Gecko.
All that rings in my head, that Brimstone, drop your util and just go blitzing in. Something we know Kiko's going to be capable
of doing. And we're
doing.
Still picking up orbs. Do a little default over towards Dish. I think they used the flash.
For now, Guided Salvo clears some close corners, and not too much of a worry for Movistar Koi, as they've seen nobody outside of A.
But after they see the camera and what happened last round, they should kind of know it's a 4-1. Literally same thing. Finding the weak site.
Team Liquid have already taken control of the empty space on the B site, and it's only Flyer.
Yeah, and with the plant, we get Fish up for next round.
Sat up in tower, but with Wingman being the one to plant, the risk really wasn't there for Liquid. Through goes Camo, but quite a few missed shots. Already dropped. This was a really small investment. If anything, it was only utility.
I mean, there was nothing invested, really.
Filu and Shados. Kamek is going to go down, and it's left all onto Panitek, the superstar sub.
Oh boy, that is really rough. Really, really rough. Heavy play over towards site.
Around to equalize, and honestly, Mitch, I think they spent at least on weaponry nothing. It was
no, yeah, they literally just had 5 classics.
I think, yeah, you're right. All classics that they came in with. Unbelievable display from this squad. And what a pay safe card, Thrifty, as a result, in a round that they invest next to nothing.
Yeah, the whiff, from Camo there ended up being giant.
Hoping to catch 1 or 2 players, maybe to find Nats lurking on his own, and they didn't, ending up having to blitz back into a site against a team that has utility, that had everything for them, the Sage wall down to slow them, the smokes, and even ideas to
the rough start. They still got Fischl, but we get the op out early for Filu as well. And he's early going to shut down over towards A main. I think Liquid are going to have a rough time going over towards A main. Because even if you do good util, you can never capitalize off of it, this area.
Where is the firepower coming from?
Obama_74 with the prime. Thank you so much, dude. Same wall as we saw earlier. This time it's getting broken instant, and this time we actually have the strong site being B.
Early days just yet. Again, seeing the B site regularly pressured, and that's not the start.
That's a gun that they could snowball with, maybe.
Alongside the outlaw. managing to get that opener, but the trade's coming back thick and fast. That's now last man standing, but
yeah, I feel like Koi will heavily take this. Got the official out of them as well. They lost 2 guns, but they saved the op.
Anything in terms of round wins and economy damage can be overlooked, I think. For Movistar Koi,
actually, Tim, thank you so much, Tim. Appreciate the prime. Thank you for doing that, dude.
This is going to put pressure on the side of Team Liquid. They can't let this one slip with some early mistakes like that. But luckily for them, they're back on the board with rifles. I think the one thing that will put a sour taste in their mouth is that they didn't really get any value out of that ultimate.
No, the fish gave them nothing. Fish didn't really make sense.
It's also left some of their investments here.
Like if you were going to do the fish here instead of going out through heaven, you probably should have wrapped all the way around. If you knew that like this area was safe.
What's on the other side? An immediate control being fought for. This is sort of the expectation with the guided salvo, the missiles. Obviously they have a pretty quick, well, for what they do.
It's going to be the first time we're going to see Liquid try and force over towards A main.
That control's not held on to for long though.
One more. Wait, we can just pick up the orb and we can res here. How fast are Koi to react on this one? Can't really do too much. The Brim gets a little bit close. Let's see what the Brim's got for this. It's a kill, right? Still though, they got the trade out. They work out where he is. Just a sacrifice.
His KD is going down the toilet from early fights, but if they're going to win the round, they're going to win the round. Yeah, you could look at it as a wasted ult, but it did still trade out the position of that player, and well, I think that's worthwhile.
Do they try to save the gun? Because Solcast needs a gun. This can still be an op.
To make work.
Damage is nice though.
Perhaps comes into play. Nice shot on the Nats. Still winnable if Team Liquid give him the opportunities, but
oh yeah, you'll take that.
That won't happen. And with the
you would imagine Patty gets the kill.
He wants to save it. He won't
do they want the op?
Waiting up top.
Okay, they do want the op.
Bit of attitude as well.
They do want the op, and he gives it a little bit.
You know, I think you're always going to get that with Patatek, but I'm very happy to see him in the jersey with Liquid, someone who I think
on a starting roster.
Yeah,
it's
nice. Like he probably takes the biscuit. There's 1 or 2 people you can argue for the greatest stand-in of all time. He is definitely within the conversation and maybe the one that takes it overall, but it really is great to see him, starting with the team, practicing with the team, not knowing that he has time to sort of
feel like
his roster because
Koi could do a much better trap play here.
And that's the thing, the Liquid roster this year is very exciting. Like I think they've got a lot of players that we've seen in solid teams before, players that we're excited to see going forward as well. So
okay, we got op v op.
Whether or not they can live up to the expectations. That's always
with the op.
The problem with Team Liquid is can they live up to the hype that is built.
That was a rocky start, but seems like that attacking side stabilized. A couple of ultis that they're up against here. That
that's not too bad as well. Still got Teo ult if they need to retake or push someone off an angle.
But shifts their way over to the much heavier stacked site. A lot of utility waiting for them.
They should know they have an op in play.
Arcros primed to
or at least have a good idea that it might be a thing.
We'll see what their approach is going to look like. Still wanting a little bit more control.
I like this from Koi as well. We've moved early info. We're watching one here, but then we have the 3-person stack. Killjoy and Vice stack. You're going to hit with 40 seconds. It's still not too bad. They have some time, but
that op gets a chance to take someone down. Unfortunately, it's Movistar Koi to draw first blood.
Solcast, it's a
30 seconds left.
Mixed bag. Only got himself a Spectre. Nats is looking for the injury on his own. He's just going to go swinging up. Still, managing to just hold. This is a peculiar way to see the battle.
Dude.
And what Solcast actually does incredibly
Give him a
well
CS op there, and that's a kill.
Even.
Like it was on, it's just the fact that it's not accurate. Ult goes in, it does stop the plant. We still got time for this plant though. Nicely done, shout out to Nats on this, bro. I really thought he was going to get that third kill.
Great round. You can see that pretty much all the eyes on that defensive side were looking the wrong way. Nats opening up that space. It's an unusual lurk up with the operator in hand on the Cypher through a smoke, sticking around for more, almost getting a third too.
Dipped the head.
He does fire his gun there, just
yeah,
he was a little
it was
too
really
quick.
close.
It wasn't fully scoped.
Shawberry, thank you so much for the tier 1. Thank you for the 7 months. Ready to lose my sleep this season? Oh, for sure. Pretty much starts tonight.
Correction most certainly in play, as Movistar Koi will find themselves wanting when it comes to credits. They'll start this round.
Force them down to an eco. Money is still not great for Liquid, so they want to keep this clean. The good news now is they can definitely stack some of these ults. Tech gets his ult online fast. That's a gun down. Oh, they can't even recover this. Yeah, that's a nice pickup. You're probably just going to see Philo grab this and just save.
Because of how good he is at locking down a site. That's something that I do think Movistar Koi are going to have to have thought about in their process of preparing for this game. Kamek is looking to clear up a few eco frags. Already almost got his res.
Yeah, he's got another res.
I believe that
Liquid have a lot of options. You're probably going to see Koi time out after this one, and then what you're probably going to imagine is you're going to see them do some kind of aggro play. I feel like they got to fight for some of these orbs, because if you just let them get a Brim ult, and they already have a, well, that's Brim ult there. And have Brim ult breach ult.
Give yourself a chance to plant and then play the post.
Oh, that's unlucky. A missed shot. 1 bullet left in the magazine. No time. Players
Okay,
everywhere.
nicely done. Do they want to pick up the up again?
That off will be dropped and maintained by Team Liquid as they carry it forward. A little bolster to their economy. And well, what could have been dangerous? You know, if that player gets a couple more picks with the op, your economy's really going to run low. Maybe they save an operator. It's even worse.
Do you expect to see many no duelists or Yoru only maps? I expect to see more Yoru only maps. I think you can, again, certain maps you can do no duelists.
I think this composition coming out from Movistar Koi is very interesting, because it's clear that having an initiator.
I mean, I guess a few of them are in the pool.
They have tried to pad that not only with their duelists but also bringing in.
I wouldn't recommend it. The initiators are pretty good at the moment. You would have to do like a triple initiator comp or something.
With that operator, a lurking op is something that I feel like we've seen a lot more of the last couple of days than I'm used to. Think about
Nats, yeah, Nats is he's bringing back the chamber days. He used to play chamber on this map, right?
Finding constant impact with it, and now
at least at one point. I can't remember what year it was.
This time though, some good positioning from the remaining defenders.
So, instant reaction from Koi once they lose over towards Heaven is to just clear the south side.
Well, the Thorns keep them for a moment. Spike has dropped in front of the wall, but it will go back towards the side.
That's madness by Kamek, what he's doing, by the way. Really, really mad. We have res to play like that. Do we try and take some space with an ult here? I'm so fine with a breach ult if they want to take some space. They're at such an off angle here with too many people, right?
Orbital strike goes down, they're forced into the open, forced into the fight, and Grabinho claims both scalps. It's Patatek and Kamek on site, a res available, but where will they find the body to do so? Instead, they must stand their ground.
Damn, nicely done. Shout out to Grabinho here. This ult was really good. If anything, I think Liquid are a little bit too chill with not using their ults.
4-3 is locked in.
I don't know what they thought the setup was, because they got info here. They managed to clear all of sight. But you know they're here, so I don't know why they don't breach all that.
So I think only connected onto one, which was a little bit cursed, but ultimately just having them locked.
Oh, they did. It was just really far back.
Pushing them forward, it made it impossible. There was not really.
Honestly, the timing of Grabino's ult was pretty good.
That is one of those rounds, though, where it's like you have committed an awful lot into clearing out those back positions, and of course,
are we entering a double Sentinel meta? It's pretty different per map, but there's some good combos.
Potential for them to break back almost immediately.
The thing is, you got these Sentinels that like have some info, but have a little bit of like initiator kit.
Oh.
What is that all?
Orbital strike thrown down in Heaven early on. No one there to follow up on the back of it. Gecko's ult used, and it's Shados coming out of that situation with the dub, forcing another res.
Yeah, that's big,
the
though.
res coming in as Nats goes up to trade
violence. We can have that.
5 versus 4 as a result. And look, great damage has been done. Movistar Koi, at least in with a chance in most of these 1v1 fights.
They just send him out to his death.
The ability to go back if they want to, but still running heavy into these forces and taking losses.
He actually gets to the plant, that's sick. He ran the gauntlet.
Grabinho's found a gap. Flyer also having his ult, but they will be able to survive at the back of it. Kamek also hoping that maybe they make a move a little bit too early. Filu, though, has taken the space instead, taken the initiative.
Dudes, they're winning the retakes here. Back-to-back retakes. Liquid kind of wrecked in terms of 2 people gone by.
Well, now things will be a little bit tumultuous for Liquid in the next round.
Fracture, it normally ended attack-sided.
The orbital strike early to keep Shados around really backfired for him picking up that kill, but
like back in the day when we used to see Fracture more, it was a little bit one-sided just because EG were incredible at it, but they normally got like 8, 7. Arch, thank you so much for the tier 1. Thank you for the 2 months.
We've got a timeout called, and it's by Team Liquid.
Arch, I have no idea. That reference has gone straight over my head. But I'm sure for people that understood it, it was probably funny. I have no idea. You're on this map? Yeah, Na'Vi. Was it Na'Vi that had some okay stuff? Was it CNED that used to play Yoru? They had some okay stuff, but sometimes they were just sending him to his death.
Ultimately, a lot of that came down to, okay, Shados does well originally, just spamming through smokes. I think the utility holding them into the site has now caused them issues a couple of times.
Can we take Fracture back out of the map pool? Dude, it's like the most fun map to watch.
I think their B-site take looked a lot cleaner. Like they were getting through without too many casualties. They were getting into post plants. I think the entries that were out.
Synapse with the tier 1. Thank you so much. Thank you for the 2 months.
Whereas some of the early control, I think they end up quite a bit segmented off some of the initial utility being.
Don't know much about Valorant. How many maps do they play? It's a better 3.
The problem I'm having
so we've got 3 maps. They're up here.
I do feel like the Teo's synergy hasn't really been there. Like most of it has just been shared.
Double hero gun.
You can't have this position. It's not being
is here, and this is a great chance for Koi to get some money. The money and honestly some of these ults online.
Yeah, I mean the identity of it, I suppose, on Movistar Koi so far, yeah, has just been for space taking, has been locking down map control. Filu doing much the same, but with an operator will dodge the flash and land onto Camo. Beautiful opening pick from Movistar.
Yeah, that's the issue with that flash, I guess. You could just jiggle it.
Lots of weaknesses in this round.
Nats is a lunatic.
With the same walk through the smoke this time. Wouldn't quite
But
say
on
was ready,
a low buy,
time.
so fine with it. Passing down.
Trying to put the pressure on, but again, we see this more passive hold.
Man, I still feel like the Teo stuff we've seen has been relatively poor.
Hoping they can get
to how good it could be.
Ready for those post plants. For now, at least, a little bit of delay, but a lot of that utility does lie in the hands of Patatek. For the post plant, he's going to have to do almost everything.
Shots need to be hit, that's for sure. And, well, one lands, but it's on to Kiko. Team Liquid's numbers thin out further and further. Kamek not landing the shots, in Patatek with an ace.
Yeah, just not really the guns to do it.
The gun, I believe. I'll have a good idea of exactly where he is. 42 HP, at least manages to drop one, but that spike too far gone. Already diffused. They'll manage to retrieve.
Nicely done from Koi. Good amount of money for everyone as well. 3K, pretty much buying for the rest of the half now.
This is the round, though, where you'll actually see those rifles come into play. But I like that we're seeing still
how much did Koi need in this half?
Because, again, like you look down in the tier 2 where he was playing.
They might already have enough.
Like, he was definitely someone that looked decent.
What's their comp?
I do feel like if you're going to make that step up to tier 1, if you're going to
Afterplant should be really strong. Like their afterplant should be really strong. Molly. Molly.
Camo not playing Duelist hasn't looked the best. It's been a struggle. I also do think he's been.
I also think though that Liquid have so much util that honestly they might need like 6 or something.
Or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Sage and Cypher. Yeah, I reckon 6.
Filu not going to get his opportunity to take that free pick that it seemed like he was going to get, and that's
Fracture's normally attack-sided, but we don't normally have double sentinel comps.
And he takes one with him. Shados using the cover of the ult to pick off Kamek, who had dropped his teammate just a moment ago.
Yeah,
that is
and he gets his ult with this as well.
Movistar Koi. Armageddon still online for Shados as well. For Team Liquid, they're going to be scrambling to find a resolution and a way into the site. So far, post plans where they found some trouble. This time, even getting in.
Hammer the Duelist for Liquid, yeah.
A-main/sand takes have been a failure every
Kiko
single
smokes.
time. They've walked into Shados, and at worst, he's found a trade, but in most cases, He's come out advantageous.
Alright, let's see what Flyer's got here, because he's got a lot of util. Whoa, Vines, Molly, Alarm Bot,
Luckily for them,
everything.
Nats is fairly used to playing alone.
Like this from
Nats.
Nats.
If he can do any damage here, while the others just wait for the IGL to take control. He's got nothing. His
Great.
putting him in the dirt, and now the others are just almost having to wait. The spike
Damn, bro, they're getting aim diffed. They got aim diffed on this round.
One of the first kills going in the opposite direction. From
I had to speak. I mean, it was a nice pause that he got to.
Absolutely.
That's not my fault.
4 rounds in a row now. Even pauses from Team Liquid not that long ago. And look how it starts. Once again, you know, Grabinho was caught with his ult in hand, stood out wide, and somehow that situation ends up in a 2-for-1 trade from Movistar Koi, setting themselves up for victory. And that was the only loss I think they even had in the round. For Team Liquid, back to the drawing board again.
It looks a little bit rough for Liquid, because they're just like,
those credits running low once more.
they're no duelists, they're just trying to like brute force through this all the time.
Weaknesses galore. Maybe this is the round they'll make it work. And Movistar Koi, despite the weaknesses their opponent has,
do they expect Soulcast to still be up here?
3 players already pushed up into their spawn. That north side taking the wall. It worked against them. It drew their crosshair.
It literally moved all of their crosshairs up. Oh god, it is a nightmare at the moment. It's not looking great.
Just another day in the office.
I want to say as well,
as soon as they decided to swing, the wall comes up and all of their crosshairs just went.
It's just been really annoying. Like every single time, it's like, okay, well, things haven't been working.
I like this from Koi though. It's a good time to put a push into the round.
And they're just sat there like, well, I can run through it, but every
fell back from Dish.
10 damage, and I'm being slowed, and there's someone on the
Dude,
other
yeah,
side.
and then they just all lined up on the same place.
And that's where they've been crunched. And he did that on both sides, just putting them in awkward positions.
Hey, the setups are kind of nice with the Vice as well.
Basically, just a warning system. It's nothing else. Okay, the wall's gone up. Now they're in the vines. Now they can't move.
We go again. Aggro south side. Sorry, north side.
Same play coming out of Movistar Koi. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Going straight for the B main aggression, dropping the spike already. Sure, one more player's caught, but the trade is so quick. And Movistar
I like
Koi
this. I think Koi played great though, really. Yeah, the last 2 rounds they really changed their defense.
And they're in a strong position. Ultimate used by Filu as well, just to connect the dots on where these players are, and that's both of them spotted. All the info for both teams granted. With the numbers in play for Movistar Koi, the ult online for Soulcast. Patatek puts out the Rolling Thunder to no effect. Far back, just waiting is the firing squad, but they've been dealt the damage.
They have no idea where he TP to, right?
Roughly where Filu was after the
he does have a TP close over towards A, so he could, once he clears this, get out.
This one. Been looking pretty decent so far in terms of his debut within the VCT, but on the other side, 2 day 1 veterans. Well, in terms of the utility available, it's only really in Patatek's hands. Everything else is offline.
Yeah, Patty's cleared so much here as well. That's going to crossfire.
As well. So they still don't have the information on where Filu is, but they won't be confused after hearing that step. There it is. 1 HP in the open and easily taken down.
Nicely played. 7 still feels like a lot, but Liquid have a good defense comp.
This one looked like it was going to end. I think Team Liquid can be happy that this didn't spiral further out of control.
Yeah, for sure. I think it will need to be a better setup from them.
Was this wall or the Artist wall worse? Oh, dude, this one isn't even comparable to the Artist wall. Like this one, at least it had made a lot of sense. Like this one, the idea made sense. Chat, let me mute the stream for a little bit. Wait, they have a Sage? Yeah, that bit's so funny. Dude, when anyone on that team talks about that clip, it cracks me up. I remember watching it live. It was so funny. Who are my picks for NA tonight? Dude, I can't remember who I have for my pick'ems. EG... Wait, what's the other game today? Is it the 100 Thieves MIBR game today? I think I went EG 100 Thieves. Just because it's too early for MIBR, but the off-season didn't fill me with too much hope for 100 Thieves, but I'm just choosing to ignore it. Yankan, thank you so much for the Prime. Thank you. Appreciate the 3 months.
Yes, darling.
Left you
just
on 5 rounds. Now,
just a hot mic for you too. That was wild.
The pistol round and the follow-up, we could be neck and neck, and they can forget the difficulties. The follow-up is the key thing, because yeah, that was certainly a difficulty in round number 2 of this map.
Yeah, losing it to basically just classics is definitely not an ideal way to start. And I think as well that 5-round streak was where it kind of got scary. We saw just that individual skill from some of the players, but also
in terms of pistols, Liquid won the first pistol. Of course, they got E-code, but it still counts.
And I think when
Once
you are
we're
playing on that defensive
keeping,
side, it can be more difficult, if
okay,
anything,
this is how normal
rather than just
Sages used to
running in
play.
together on the attack. We'll see if things are going to change.
Dude, and they
Of course,
tried to
already
do the drone.
talked about the
Keep an
fact
eye on
that
the double
have a lot of
push.
faith
There's
as
going to be a
Nats
triple
as a
push
site anchor on
once
this
the
defense.
breach gets involved. Okay, just spotting
There's a lot
soon.
of, I guess,
This is the
unique
spike, by the way.
things to bring in from this comm that might make that a little bit more difficult.
Instant reaction. Sage hears all of this.
Oh, a bit of a stampede being heard towards that B side.
Yeah, shout out to the observers. Sticking us in the person that's going to hear it.
They go. Flyer able to destroy
Yeah,
it, but
straight
he
up
will
kill
not
trip.
escape with his life. The slow orb in play, keeping him there long enough for Nats to spam back alongside Kamek. The B side has been held, but now the A side has a bit of a challenge brewing. Movistar Koi.
No
Fully
smoke
setting
for
their sights
heaven.
on it. And the question is, does
Atty?
Patatek swing for this? Is he looking for the fight, or simply spotting the information and waiting for the rest of the team to rotate in? A couple of small, sneaky spots by Movistar
really
Koi
important
already
kill.
representing a couple of kills with
Damn, look at that, dude. 4 of them drop all individual 1v1s.
Right after Nats, the last man standing, 1v3 now after his pick. Will be an ace in the pistol round. And a hell of a course correction.
The only thing is that the spike currently has a
Yeah,
cross,
no
but
plant. Spike
I
has
don't
the
know if
cross,
he's
and
gonna
Spike's
catch it. All
the
comes
highest
down to
HP.
timing. I'm kind of
But
hopeful
no smokes.
that Grabinho will swing alongside this, so they'll all look to do it together. Instead, they're going to send out the flash.
Dude, look
which
at the
will allow
damage.
cross. That was the only goal. But each player now tagged, including Nats himself. But you feel like he's the dangerous
4
one
bullets.
in this scenario. 4 bullets left for him to try and find this clutch, otherwise he's going to have to reload midway through, and he's going to get one on the cross.
Nicely handled in the end from Koi here. 4v5 into just 4 instant duels. Should Liquid have maybe let them plant and then go?
Boost morale. If you manage
Yeah,
to
I
find
think
that
so.
3-piece, the ace with just 4 bullets left in the magazine, yeah, all right. Your team's going to be pumped up. Unfortunately now, after winning the opening pistol round of the game, then going 2-1 down, they've lost the pistol in the second half. This is a huge injection of rounds
1-1
for
times
Movistar
pistols.
Koi, and it makes this
We got
an uphill
Outlaw
battle
out.
for Team Liquid before they even
Outlaw
get
out,
to the
everyone can get
rounds.
one shot,
See
of course.
if maybe they can upset Movistar Koi in the same manner as we saw last half. It was just classics that their opponents had. This time Team Liquid, they come in with some sheriffs. There's a chance, but ultimately we're just expecting a handful of kills at best for this defensive side. All stock is in the next round.
Kiri, thank you so much. Hello, dude. How we doing? 47 months as well. Thank you for the tier 1, bro. Oh, look at that timing. Can he get another?
A nice start onto Shados.
Still not
Again,
bad, though.
Some gambit on gambit violence, but it is going to be a completely open B site and a retake that would, well, be one of the most impressive we've ever seen, up against 4 rifles. The only thing they really have is if they can group up and catch someone off guard, maybe retrieve whatever was left on the floor.
So if we're looking at Liquid here when we get to the buy rounds, I feel like they have to defend the sites heavier, which could be rough because, again, in practice when you play a comp that's like this, you're kind of playing one site, heavy one site, like retake or weak. So they might have to like double stack the duelists, sorry, the sentinels, and like fight one place.
Doesn't catch them down below, and with the rifle only finds the one. Some chances for Team Liquid if this does start to.
Because I just think the after plant of double molly,
although I see Kiko didn't even manage
Brim
to
molly,
retrieve that rifle, he'll have
and
to
the
deal with
damage
the
is going to be
pistol,
too
making it
strong.
a little bit more difficult. Not only that, but an outlaw holding down his
But Bren with the tier 1, thank you so much for the 31 months. Thank you for that.
Run it in, and some incredible headshots to be delivered, or this round is indeed falling to Movistar Koi.
3 bits of damage done. So the bonus shouldn't be great for Koi.
But
Yeah, they should be happy with 3 kills.
The fact that that was I think, everybody buying a gun. That wasn't just like, oh, we've got a few pistols here and there. There were rifles on every single player. So dropping 3 is pretty good, and it will also mean that for Movistar Koi, there is going to be damage. Like, if they invest into this round, it will leave them with a gap.
Yeah, and the bonus isn't great.
And if they don't, well, they're just going to be coming through with 2 guns for this round. So it's not a good scenario for them. Not a lot of light shields either. I think the Outlaw obviously being spotted in the last one. Good
sign from Liquid though, instead of doing double Sentinel and then these fight. This is pretty much what I wanted to see.
We kind of need to see something from Liquid. This is their map choice. The first half was not particularly good. Camo really struggling, and you put him on an initiator instead of a duelist, and that really hasn't proven itself valuable thus far. Is it because
what is that pinned tweet? That's crazy, dude. Crazy but very accurate, Lexi. I can't even argue it.
One has to hope, at least if one is a Team Liquid fan.
There's a few of those.
1 or 2. Mixed bag from Movistar Koi. Lots of pistols in play. Not
People
around
are asking. No, it's warranted.
Across the line, but we saw
very
them do
warranted.
it with just classics before. Let's not doubt them anytime soon. Guided salvo.
Okay, In's over towards site hit, and again I'm worried that we can't retake, so I think they have to fight this heavy. Keep an eye on the late luck from the Killjoy here. Okay, I was going to say no one was even considering A main for a little bit there. So.
Movistar Koi need to find a pick elsewhere. Fly up. This is not going to be an easy fight. Having to open the doors himself, step in, and quickly adjust to where this player is. He's seen
timing of that was incredible. Did he wait for smoke to go
numbers equalized, but the fight doesn't go so well on the other side.
1 extra kill for Fly here would be it's really, really important. 3 people now that have to rebuy. We're gonna get a really important round after this. This one's still kind of doable. Okay. Still for this, considering their buy, it's awesome damage from Koi.
Only a couple of guns there for Movistar Koi, so it's not bad in terms of damage, but that was, I would say, an integral round for Liquid if they were going to make this comeback possible.
Well, considering how little Movistar Koi brought into it, yeah. If anything, it's a little concerning it ends up being this close.
Yeah.
Just a split second of difference in that timing, and Kiko gets caught trying to round the corner. It's a 1v1, and that might inspire you to look for the fight instead of going for the spike. Could have been
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Right, 8 people that can't buy next round. This is a must-win for Liquid, really.
Very successful.
It's too far gone if they lose this.
For Team Liquid, you think about proactivity. This is where we started to see at this stage of the game Movistar Koi throw out some of these B main pushes, the A main pushes, getting in their face early. I wonder if we have that in the tank for Team Liquid.
That's the thing. There's a lot of ultimates. A lot of high-impact ones that are very close to being online. Filu has managed to find his at least, picking up one of the orbs around the map, and that's the thing. He's going to be able to clear
here comes
a
the
lot of
ult.
the setup. That's the biggest thing when you're up against Nats. If you can find his utility, you at least make him human. The rest of the team, well, you're seeing those lurks across either side. Has been caught.
I like this from Liquid though. Got to the 1 minute mark. They didn't really have much info over towards Arcade, so they wanted to get proactive. And they used the Yoru ult still, and Nat's got the extra kill on the underpass, and that was the spike. Wait, what in that? Who is this with the spike? What are they doing?
Yeah, it could be retrievable. I thought Filu might try to run down there with the ult and grab it back. Instead, they're going to have to just go swinging. Look to take Nats down. It's a decoy, and he's realized it. Now looking for the real fight. Guided salvo doesn't put him out into the open, but he swings in alongside Kamek, and
still, time's going to be really, really low for them to go all the way through and plant. Dude, we got a big fish ult here. Molly, fish ult.
Already ahead of them. 10 seconds on the clock.
Reach damage. Anything to stop him.
Thrash already underway, and that buys Kiko a little bit.
Okay, nice shots from him. Yeah, it got a little bit scary once they got the double kill over towards underpass. Chat, who died in underpass? Was it Flyer or was it Grabinho? It was Grabinho, right? That was a real error.
Yeah, that was the thing. Even
this kill here, what's going on there?
Once the spike's down, you don't really need to pressure it, but it got so late on time. I saw the Thrash online, I was like, okay, there shouldn't be any way that you get out of this scenario with a win for Movistar. Nonetheless, the difference now down to just 2. The Spanish organization.
Yeah, this is a warranted timeout.
Because they have looked
I'd
good
just be like,
throughout this series so far. Again,
I mean, you just
like
talk about the
coming
fact you
into
don't
this
need to make any
sort of
risks.
tournament,
That
I
made
think
no
many,
sense.
including
It's not even
myself,
like he's
had
pushing
Koya
into a
quite
position
far
where they're
down
pinching.
in their list of
He's
teams,
pushing
mainly
into a
because of
position
the
where there's
unknowns.
just 3
How
question
will
marks of any angle he
Flyer
can go
feel
into.
with in-game leading at not only the tier 1 but in another region altogether. A lot of the time having to deal with cultures he's maybe never come across before, like those different CIS players, the Polish players as well. It's definitely an interesting dynamic. Filu coming up to the tier 1. Shados, can he bring back that old school initiator? Because when he was playing it on teams like Gambit, he was one of the best in the world. But he hasn't been doing that for a while, and he was pretty good at the Sentinel, but having someone that has that as a set role frees him up a little bit.
Just straight up eco.
Like
They've lost some of these before though,
Grabino and
so
Soulcast, you know what you're getting.
gotta stay
was that
tuned
enough
in.
to elevate this team to a victory here? Because the players they're up against, like Nats, is legendary. Camo had
Correct you if you're wrong, used to be a Team Liquid coach. Yeah, 2020 to 2021 beginning of.
And then obviously,
Right? Can't even remember the dates anymore.
Stand-ins have done very well.
Team Liquid 2 rounds trailing. That's his IGLing seems to be working.
Lovely shots, man. We're hitting some nice shots now from Kiko. They clean this one up as well. Very, very clean. Let's see if Fly can do some damage. But beginning of 2022. Okay, yeah.
And the one yesterday.
It was longer than I thought then.
A bit of damage.
2 years almost.
Dropping rifles, but this time one of the cleanest faces from Team Liquid. And a great sign as they're on the path to recovery. Now just 1 round behind their opponents.
That's the thing with this composition.
Do you have any free resource recommended for getting into high-level Valorant coaching?
That's what you get with the Sage nowadays.
So me and Minnie do something on Patreon that's free. You can check that out if you want to like get an insight into how teams approach maps. There's loads of stuff, isn't there? Who are the Americas coaches that do stuff?
Slow things down for the side of Movistar Koi. They've also been doing well at taking space, being able to section off parts of the map. And look at them again. They're already full sprint towards that north side. And I think Fly has realized that he's going back the other way.
Mike's? I'm not sure if he has any free stuff. Maybe he does. Chicken Video. Hello, mate. How are we doing with the Prime? Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
At least to start this off.
Good to see you.
And they can funnel them in. That's what I'm saying about this Sage wall. Just it makes things
All
so
clears all of sight. Liquid flooding through the smoke with the Vice. Molly just didn't get triggered.
Armageddon was used to clear sight, but off-site
yeah, and they've just taken too much map control in here. This is absolutely hectic. Imagine this is the first round of Valorant you've ever watched.
But Movistar Koi still come ahead in those duels, trading out even as it goes deeper with Filu on another, looking to finish the round there, and then it is Patatek all alone, up against 3 with the spike planted with a lockdown in play for Flya with no information and no chance.
What's he done from Koi in the end? Just so many ults. It is even hard to say what went wrong here, to be honest.
Movistar Koi on their opponent's map pick.
It's a really nice round from Philo again. I like the fact that, again,
what's the next Patreon guide? Binds, just in time for it to go out of the map, of course.
Use it to your own advantage, and that's exactly what he does, just fighting on pixel angles. And you can see a player here and there just sort of stuck in no man's land.
And then we'll probably steal someone's comp, like a Teo comp for
after the wall goes down, if you can get yourself back into more passive positions. You've delayed them, but you've left yourself open. And that became more of a problem, because as I said, the rest of the team were pretty much there. It was just that Kamek was a little bit out of spot after putting down the wall that he gets isolated. And from then on, well, you have now basically lost the sight.
Well, the difficulties we talked about earlier for Team Liquid now starting to rear their ugly head again. Another timeout called for this squad. This will be their last. And indeed, almost the last one we've to see. That's 3 out of 4 used so far. It's been a close matchup. That's shown in that the stress builds. Now we come into this round for Team Liquid, like I said.
The first ever game of Valorant your friend watched was EG against PaperX on Bind. Dude, I'm not sure anyone should watch PaperX as their first game, full stop.
And getting very much in their opponent's face, but
actually saying that,
I think we can understand
it's
why
pretty
Team Liquid
fun.
aren't
It's just
having
hectic.
That same flair to their defense when you look at the composition in play.
To be fair, the last round they did like full sprint out top side. It was just that they weren't there.
That's true.
I think the thing is more so that Flyer is more than happy to just go, nope.
You absolutely should start with PaperX. Yeah,
I
maybe.
think his calling
Maybe
has been very
actually
good
go the
in terms
opposite
of
to what I
his
said.
reactions. And I think for Nats it was more so,
Very important round for Liquid. Forced into this 3 people that can't buy next. We got Smoke into Flash Pop. Ooh, this is a nice round though. I like this. Keep an eye on Nats and Kamek here.
Team Liquid. Well, he said this,
yeah, but they got spikes, so what an after they do.
This time they run into a lot of bodies.
Yeah, we get Rez out as well, and this was a lovely north side crunch.
This comp working out well in that regard. Wall blocking off another avenue of approach, and the spike is down. They've got it, and
so they did their own smoke close, right, and then flash through it to just make sure that the you couldn't break the Gecko flash, or they got ultimate value off of the Gecko flash.
Might just be able to wait it out. I feel like
looked like a really good hit. I would watch this again. Looked nice.
Plenty of time on the clock, but obviously the second it goes, a player will immediately be watching in that direction. I think the only way that this goes wrong for Liquid is if someone gets a little bit overzealous, or if they use the lockdown, but I would say that that's madness if they're going to try and put that into position. Surprisingly, there are players on the other side. Yeah, the guys are here. They are still here. That wall has now gone, but immediately you
big
can
flash
see
that's getting shot, right?
Camo holding the angle as well. They're going to try and face off, in fact, against Soulcast, and now Grabinho. Oh, fair enough. He's just going to take himself an orb, maybe even up to hold.
Yeah, I was going to say the A main's orbs here as well, right?
Low he is already.
Sprint for the A main orb as well.
No, in the in the trip later on as well.
And yeah, carrying forward the rifle as well, definitely the right decision. But like we say, you know, it took Team Liquid a little longer to take out these aggressive stances.
Yeah, everyone's just going around the map collecting orbs.
Land because the players move in the other direction. But this
Camo went
time,
away from
when they try to take that
Gecko
fight,
ult.
just completely overrun by their opposition. And the other thing is the fact that in this round, you're going to be more keen to even go faster and take those duels because you have that res online.
I mean, this was a nice,
so you know, if one goes down, we can trade you
set
out
play
quick.
for sure.
We can take that space. And the spike on the floor is beautiful.
I respect that they do it again. Like, they have faith in the strat to work, and then they go, okay, well, it didn't work last time. There's probably, there's 2 adaptations. Either it'll be exactly the same strat, which
Koi going with the full one.
The
one again is just getting info.
Or they'll try and adapt knowing that we do it and wait. And they're just confident enough in
Nats gets a lot of information from this.
Nats back on the sniper.
Can definitely take a timing. He might have owned this.
Chamber in the past, but he's been nasty with it so far.
Oh man, every time I talk about Nats owning it, it's been twice he's got wrecked.
And unfortunately, this is what I'm talking about. When you have Nats on a site,
he had the one close here, we have this one here.
Fly up. Here comes the cavalry.
Nice shot.
2 shots.
Nice
3
shots.
Okay.
Really nice shots. Wait. Relax yourself.
Team Liquid not lasting long in that one whatsoever with an in-zone flawless blink, and you miss it. My goodness.
My goodness.
My favorite BM I've ever seen. He's just throwing a nanostorm on his
There was
body.
no hesitation here. He instantly went for it.
Delay if there was anyone else, but I don't think so.
Just saying, looking back at that as well, the pick that came in onto Nats, I think so far we haven't seen him punished for the peculiar pickup of the operator on this agent because he's hit the first shot every time. Whereas we talk about a jet, a chamber, all these agents as being able to go, take your shot, and get out. He doesn't have that ability, and this time when he misses, it really highlights that.
What in TikTok is this?
Nasty tech we're seeing. Pulled out right now. Been a while since a lot of these guys played Fracture.
And Sage.
Run up against that, you're going to be fuming.
Yeah, luckily, if you're a Movistar Koi fan, nobody is going
I
in that
don't think they can play retake here.
Just going to run it down.
Breach ult. I mean, if they're ever going to do it, we've got breach ult, fish ult. Problem is here, if we get over towards site, they're going to get a plant and they have so much util. Even if the Brim plants here as well, they're going to have a Brim ult on top of it as well. Brim ult, Molly, missiles, everything.
This is where the fun stops for Team Liquid. Already lost Nats in the way back through. Spike planted. Ults online. Orbital strike for post plant. Steel Garden put into effect early.
Yeah, you might have to accept this one.
No guns.
And they use double ult into it.
Strike and Team Liquid, they look in the other direction. They say, let's get the hell out of here.
That's everything for
Carrying
Koi.
3 weapons at least, but look at Kiko. He's stuck. He's in a corner with no way out.
I think Chamber can be Metro and Fracture. Chamber's
Chamber's
great at the moment.
To flee this side. This
You got a lot of agents that are like meta that help you take a lot of space to set a chamber up as well. So you can either set the chamber up or you can force them into the chamber.
chance to
I've
drop
always been
even
a fan
more
of
of these
Chamber, though. I think
weapons. There's
Chamber's
not a lot
always
to
been,
reinvest on Team Liquid. Luckily,
ever
though,
since like
they've
the
been able
most
to hold on
recent
to
buff,
what they
it's
got out
doable.
with.
Yeah, the thing is, you know when you
Okay,
have
3 chances for
Soulcast
Koi
on
to
the
end
server
this
that if
map.
he's using
Is
utility,
Liquid's
it's
map
gonna
as
be to
well,
good
in
effect,
terms of the
and
map picks.
That's about as good as you can ever hope for with that ultimate. He waits for the perfect moment.
Only ult online, and only ult we're going to see for a little bit.
Try and clear out the backline. So,
Is
okay,
Brimalt.
the second that ult ends, I'll use this and take away their guns. That's 8 seconds just bought off the clock
And you
immediately.
know they're pushing forward.
Because especially on those angles as well, what, you're going to go in with a classic? Of course not. It would be stupid to do so. So he just ends the round with a single ultimate. Doesn't even need any casualties.
Chamber's never been bad. Yeah, it's
Although he was still holding a
just
rifle.
having a not being able to
Tonight.
trade an agent is
Movistar Koi
busted.
have looked good on their opponent's map choice. Abyss up next will be to their name. Although, as we've seen so far, a lot of teams don't have
Koi
a massive
picking the
read
right
on
site.
everyone
We've seen how
else's
good their
map
after
pool,
plans
so
are.
they might have chosen a great map for Liquid. They might not have done. We'll have to wait and see. We also have to see if they've got what it takes to close it, because even yesterday, that was a struggle at times.
Yeah, listen, 3 rounds in a row. It's achievable for Team Liquid. They have to start this off well. Early gate crash used. Filu's caught.
Really nice, man.
Everybody's falling.
Really nice.
quick
Kiko swings over
response
towards
from
heaven
Team
as well.
Liquid.
Sets up a higher lower.
That's exactly what we want to see.
He
The
did
resistance
great.
early on with just 2 more. It's a good start.
Yeah, seeing Padatek as well being
Maybe
very
Koi
vocal
trying to
in
rush
those
it too
moments.
much.
I feel like you've got the IGL and then maybe the emotional leader. With how much he's talking, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Just trying to get the players pumped back up. We saw that all of last year with Heretics. I think that was something that he really brought to the team, was just being that vibes merchant. Something that I think Liquid desperately need in these sort of scenarios. Someone to pick them up while they're down. Nonetheless, that was a nice, clean round to take. And
We're insta drone, and this is our default the whole time.
By the stealth drone.
But it doesn't see
Do
this.
they expect this angle?
It doesn't know that Kamek's up top. He used his wall to get up there, but
Very
they
nice.
suspected it. Fair play. That has given the man advantage to Movistar
Yeah,
Koi.
that's a lovely,
Put a lot of pressure
lovely opener.
on someone like Nats.
Nats
who
has to
sat
do a lot.
Deep on the site.
You might not check it when you're up against the Sage, but
When does
you're
the
probably
smoke
used to
go?
checking it from when you're up against the Jet. Fly up. It's going to be in a 1-for-1 trade, but that keeps the advantage with Movistar Koi for now. Ultimate's not online. Kiko definitely the closest, and in fact now he has
Filo's
managed
got
to
to a
get that
great
orbital
pause
strike,
though.
a chance to clear out the top side of the map, and that's exactly what he's done. Just making sure there's no one in the tower, but players had already moved.
That's it with Kiko going down. It's now essentially a triple crossfire. They can swing out together and take every single angle.
Philo did so good getting to this boss. Hey, nicely done from Koi. That's some nice stuff. Little bit shaky from some of the Liquid stuff for sure.
We came into this one wondering who we should be excited for, wondering who's going to be coming out on top.
The no duelist comps have not done well in EMEA at the moment.
We'll be back after the break.